Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Radha Bharinishwar Radha Bharinishwar Radha Bharinishwar Radha Bharinishwar Jaya Radha Syamasundara Radha Sundara Jaya Radha Syamasundara Radha Syamasundara Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavanam Jaya Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Maya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaurani, Jaya Narasimhadev, Narasimhadev, Narasimhadeva, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadeva, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Om Vishnupada Pranamsa Parivraja His Holiness is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Krishna Kripamurti Srila Prabhupada ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivraja His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki, Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamkund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki, Bhumi Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री धाम की, गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, सांब वेद भक्तवृंद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories and glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to all the devotees who are present here, and also to the devotees who are virtually present. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayed Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lankhayate girim yakripātamaham vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram. Namaha Pangajanabhaya Namaha Pangajamaline Namaha Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajantraye. Pitambaram Karvirajita Shankha Chakram Kaumodaki Sarasijam Karuna Samudram Radha Sahayam Atisundara Mandahasam Vatalayesha Manisham Hridi Bhavayami Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemanga Divya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. So with all your permission and seeking your blessings, today's our topic is the stealing of the boys and cows by Brahma. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Budare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samdhamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Vicharne Shesha Shunivadi Paschatya Deshtarne. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we'll start from Srimad Bhagavatam Dashamaskandam 14th chapter first sloka. Sri Brahmovacha Naumidhyate Bhavapushe Tadidambaraya Gunjavatam Saparipichalasan Mukhaya Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishanavenu Lakshmi Sriye Mudupade Pashupangajaya. Repeating twice again. Sri Brahmovacha Naumidhyate Bhavapushe Tadidambaraya Gunjavatam Saparipichalasan Mukhaya Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishanavenu Lakshmasriye Mrudupade Pashupangajaya. Sri Brahmovacha Naumidhyate Bhavapushe Tadidambaraya Gunjavatam Saparipichalasan Mukhaya Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishanavenu Lakshmasriye Mrudupade Pashupangajaya. So actually our topic today is chapter 13 in Krishna book. So this is the narration of the pastime of the Brahma Vimohana Lila, the narration part. So chapter 14 is the actual prayers by Brahma. After getting totally bewildered and totally confused, he is trembling with fear and he's offering his prayers unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the chapter 14. So chapter 13 is the actual narration of the story. So to start with, I started with the first sloka of the 14th chapter. Thanks to His Grace Parthasarathi Prabhuji for suggesting this sloka to start with. So we'll see the meaning of this sloka before going to the pastime. So as we discussed, this sloka, Brahmadeva is totally bewildered because Brahma Vimohana Lila, all of us have heard. So after the end of the climax, we are seeing the climax. This sloka is the climax actually. So he's trembling with fear and with great humility and devotion, he's offering this humble prayers unto the Lord. And in this first sloka, he's also explaining the beautiful form of Krishna as a cowherd boy in Vrindavana. So Naumi Dede Bhavapushe Tadidambaraya. Naumi, I am bowing down or I am offering praise. Te unto you. Idya, oh most worshipable one, he is addressing Krishna. And Abhra Vapushe. Vapu we all know what is the body. Abhra means dark cloud, dark monsoon cloud. Abhra Vapushe, Krishna's beautiful body is the complexion of dark, beautiful, fresh monsoon cloud. Tadidambaraya. Ambara means cloth. Tadit means lightning. So Tadidambaraya. So Krishna's clothes are glowing, glittering like lightning. Gunjavatamsa Paripicha Lasan Mukhaya. Gunja. We have heard this word lots of time since we came to Krishna consciousness. Where we heard that? Gunja Mathura Mala Mathura Yamuna Mathura Vichi Mathura Atharam Mathuram Vadanam Mathuram Nayanam Mathuram Hasitam Mathuram. So everything related to Krishna is so sweet. So we have heard the word Gunja there. Gunja means berries, beautiful berries. Gunja Avatamsa. Avatamsa means ornaments, especially ear ornaments. So Krishna's ornaments are made of small, beautiful berries. Gunjavatamsa Paripicha Lasan Mukhaya. Mukha, Krishna's beautiful lotus face. So there is a beautiful Paripicha, means peacock feather. And again, Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishanavenu. Vanya means forest. Vanyasraje, Vanamala, beautiful forest decorated with beautiful garlands of forest flowers. Vanamala Vibhushita. And Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu. There are 4 things explained beautifully by Brahmadeva. 4 things in Krishna's body. Kavala. Kavala means, Srila Prabhupada is beautifully explaining in that purport. Kavala means, it refers to the morsel, a morsel of rice mixed with yogurt that Krishna held in his left hand. So in the story is mentioned that, in the narration is mentioned that not only yogurt and rice, there was butter and beautiful pieces of fruit salad were there, and through the joints of Krishna's lotus fingers, it's coming protruding out, so we can see all over. See, through this entire Leela, Krishna is having that kavala in his left hand. So kavala, and then vetra. Vetra means that cowherd stick, the stick, cane which Krishna is having. And Vishana means that bugle, that buffalo horn, bugle, and Venu everybody knows, flute. So Sanatana Goswami is explaining that Lord is holding his cowherd stick and buffalo horn pressed under his left arm, and his flute is placed under his belt. In the narration again, Srila Prabhupada is explaining further about this. So Lakshmasriye Mridupade Pashupangajaya. So Krishna's beautiful body and his lotus feet is explained. Mridupade, very soft. Mridupade Pashupangajaya. So how Brahmadeva is addressing Krishna? Pashupangajaya. Pashupa means who is that? Nanda Maharaja. Nanda Maharaja is Pashupa, who is the king of the cowherds. So Pashupangajaya. Angaja means Putra, son. Pashupangajaya. Just like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressing Krishna, how is explaining about whom to worship, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is singing, no? Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam. So Aradhyo Vrajesha Tanaya. He's explaining that one who is to be supremely worshipped is none other than Vrajesha Tanaya. Who is Vrajesha Tanaya? Vrajesha means Nanda Maharaja. Nanda Nandana. Here, by addressing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna as Pashupangajaya, Brahmadeva is also speaking in the same line. He's addressing exactly Nanda Nandana. So Brahmadeva is offering his respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's with a series of sloka, he is continuously worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So we have seen the climax now. Now we will go to the actual narration. So this chapter 13 of Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada starts with a wonderful question. So this question is actually originally asked by Maharaja Parishik to Shukadeva Goswami. What was the question? He's asking why the cowherd boys did not discuss the death of Aghasura for 1 year. So the death of Aghasura, that was a very nice story, no? The very nice, actually not story, it's a very nice pastime. Because Aghasura was a gigantic snake demon, and all the Gopas went into that. So Krishna, how miraculously, wonderfully he saved his friends, cowherd boys, and killed Aghasura. So why Maharaja Parishit is asking why the Gopas are not discussing about this pastime? 1 year passed. So generally, what happens? Even any wonderful Leela of Krishna, Gopas used to glorify it like anything, and also they used to make songs to glorify those Leelas, and they used to come back to the Vraja Vrindavana and they used to sing to everybody. So everybody used to glorify those Leela. So he's asking, Maharaja Parishit is asking Shukadeva Goswami why they didn't even discuss about this Leela. So Shukadeva Goswami was very much happy to hear this question. So he told to Parishit Maharaja, my dear king, you are making this subject matter of the transcendental pastimes of Krishna fresher by your inquisitiveness. So we should always ask questions on this such transcendental pastimes, Krishna Katha. So again, and also Shukadeva Goswami is telling, Srila Prabhupada is explaining here, generally mundane subject matters, if we hear again and again, it becomes stale. We will not be having any interest. But transcendental subject matters, Krishna Katha, even when it heard 100 times, is again very fresh, and the hearers will be, Srota will be very much eager. So that's why Krishna Katha is called as Nitya Nava Navayamana. Nitya Nava Navayamana, ever fresh. So, and again, Shukadeva Goswami is telling Maharaja Parishit, okay, I'll tell you the secret. You hear with rapt attention. Why 1 full year this killing of Aghasura was not discussed. So he's again starting to explain the series of events after the killing of Aghasura. So immediately after killing of Aghasura, saving his friends from the mouth of Aghasura, Krishna brought all his friends to the banks of Yamuna. And after coming there, Krishna told all the boys, my dear friends, just see around how beautiful these banks of Yamuna is. See, soft, sandy banks of Yamuna. We can have our lunch here, and also we can play here also. You see in Yamuna Maya, you see beautiful lotus flowers, different colored lotus flowers, blue, red, white, many lotus flowers are there. They are beautifully blowing, and also you smell their fragrance. Fragrance is there all around, and you hear the wonderful sounds. You listen to all those sounds, the chirping of the birds, and the cooing of the peacocks, and this whispering of the leaves, dalamarmara, and all these sounds are combining to beautiful sound vibrations and that are echoing one another. So this wonderful, beautiful surroundings. So this sound vibrations, it enriches the beautiful scenery created by the trees all over. So don't think twice. We are going to have our lunch here today on the banks of Yamuna. And it's already late because the Leela happened, Aghasura is killed, and it's already late. We are all feeling hungry. We'll have our lunch today. So don't care about the cows. Let them loose. They will have the soft grasses of on the banks of Yamuna here, and let them drink water, fresh water of Yamuna. So leave them. So the Gopas boys were very happy upon hearing the proposal of Krishna. They told you, certainly Krishna, this place is very beautiful. We are very much tired. We'll sit down here and take our lunch. So as Krishna proposed, they sat there and they let their cows loose and they went to eat soft grass. So, and the sitting of the Gopas and Krishna, that is also very much amazing, because it's told that it's just like when we see from the top, in a bird's eye view, it's just like a lotus all over. What is the center of the lotus, or who is the center of the lotus? Krishna. The beautiful form of is just like a wall or the center of the lotus. And each Gopa, each boy is just like a petal of the lotus. Everyone is faced to Krishna. Everybody is enjoying the beautiful lotus face of Krishna. So just like a lotus. And they started taking their lunch boxes. Each of them have brought their lunch boxes from home. They are going to have Vanabhojana, the famous Vanabhojana. So, and even though they had lunch boxes, they plucked the leaves of the trees and big petals of the flowers and the barks of the trees, everything to keep their lunch items separately. And they are going to eat the lunch. And they were enjoying their relationship with Krishna, with jokingly, laughingly, they are enjoying their, each boy, each Gopa is having a different relationship with Krishna. We all know the major rasa is Sakya rasa, friendship. But again, in the Sakya rasa also there are different varieties. We know that friends of Krishna like Chitraga, Patraga and all, they are in the Sakya rasa mixed with Dasya rasa. And many others are having Valsalya rasa mixed with Sakya rasa. So all of them, each living entity is having a different relationship with Krishna. So they were enjoying like anything. And again, once again, as we discussed during the sloka, the beautiful form of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is explaining here once again. Krishna has his flute pushed within the belt of his cloth on the right side. Right side, the flute is pushed. And his bugle, we told, no, Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu. So Vetra is the cane, and the bugle is Vishana, the buffalo horn. And that buffalo horn, Vetra and Vishana are pushed on the left hand side of his cloth, and flute on the right side. And again, what is on his left palm? Kavala, the curd rice. So that's on his left palm. And as we told, it's a beautiful variety of rice prepared with yogurt, butter, and pieces of fruit salad. And it could be seen through his petal-like finger joints. And all the demigods were viewing these leelas because they were really amazed to see Krishna, the small cowherd boy, killing gigantic demon like Aghasura. They were all viewing this. And again, after that, immediately the Vanabhojana is going on. So they were really amazed, surprised to see, especially this Vanabhojana, because who is this Supreme Personality of Godhead who is accepting great sacrifices, yajnas from big emperors, kings, and great saints and all, and even from demigods. So they were amazed. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is just joking and laughing with simple cowherd boys and having food along with them. They were Krishna used to feed them, and they used to feed back Krishna. So no etiquettes are there. So they were really amazed to see this pastime. And the boys were simply enjoying the transcendental bliss in the company of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So at that time, what happened? The cows were pasturing nearby the banks of Krishna, and they entered into the gradually in allured by the new grasses. They were entering into the forest, and gradually they were out of sight. So suddenly the boys noticed the cows are out of sight. So they were really afraid, because small gopas are entrusted the safety and security of cows, not big cows. So they were really afraid. See, we are entrusted the safety and security of the cows, and they are out of sight. So they immediately, what gopas do? Everybody in Vrindavana, when they are afraid, nothing, no second thought, they cry out loud. What they cry out loud? Krishna! They cried out loud, Krishna. And upon uttering that word, the fear goes away. Just uttering about. After uttering that, all their fear went away, and they feel secured. Just uttering the word Krishna. So because we know Krishna is the killer of the fear personified. Yad bibhedi swayam bhayam. So that's Krishna. So Krishna understood. Don't worry at all. You enjoy your lunch here. You don't need to come out. I will go alone and search for the cows. You please have your lunch here. I'll come immediately. I'll just go and come back. So don't worry at all. So Krishna, the beautiful form, Krishna is going, as we told, Kavala, Vetra, Vishana, Venu, with all these alankara, like keeping his Tair Sadam, yogurt, curd rice in his left hand, and all these things, he's going just like that. Casually, he's going. So through this entire Leela, he's going like that only. So he went inside and searched all the areas, like caves, bushes, mountain holes, and even into the deep forest. He searched for the cows. He couldn't find them. And Krishna came back. And what he saw? The boys were also not there. All his boys were not. Then he immediately understood. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He understood. This is Brahma's Leela. So why we discussed that demigods were observing this Leela. Same time, Brahmaji was also observing this Leela. So he knew. Srila Prabhupada is clearly telling that Brahmadeva, he knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He just, out of fun and a small mischief, he want to see more pastimes, more leelas, more glorifications of Krishna. So he did this. So Lord Krishna, he understood, but he thought another thing. He didn't think of Brahma. He think of one thing: how can I go alone back to Vrindavana? How can I return to Vrindavana without the boys and cows? He cannot think about getting the mothers of Vrindavana sad, all the gopis and the cows. He told, I cannot go alone. So that's why he did that wonderful Leela. He expanded into all the boys and all the cows. He expanded himself. So all the boys, each of the boys were different in their size, their complexion, and their activities. Everything is different. So he expanded exactly into each of the gopas. And not only that, each of the cows were different, of different sizes, or different colors, of different mannerisms. So he expanded into those cows also. So, and like that, he's told that Prabhupada is mentioning that this is not at all a difficulty for Krishna. Everything, charachara, all moving and unmoving, everything are expansion of Krishna's energies. So it's not a difficulty at all for Krishna to expand into so much gopas and gopis. And in the Vishnu Purana is mentioned that Parasya Brahmana Shakti. So everything is Krishna's energy. So all we see in the cosmic manifestation is simply an expansion of the energies of the Krishna. Like the heat and light, from where it's coming? From the fire only. When the fire is there, the heat and light is coming. So the heat and light are not separate from the fire. So, and thus Krishna is in the center and surrounded by all his expansions, all the boys and the cows. He is entering into the Vrajabhumi, into Vrindavana. He is entering into Vrindavana. So none of the residents know that what has happened. And after entering to Vrindavana, all the cows entered into their respective cow sheds, and the boys, they entered into their respective houses. And the mothers, all the boys of the mothers, they were hearing their flute sound, and so they came out. They came out to see their boys. And when they saw their boys, there was the affection was in multitude, not like the normal days. When they came, the boys came to them, they started embracing them. All the mothers started embracing them, and out of maternal affection, milk was flowing from their breasts. So that so much maternal affection, and they even allowed those boys to drink the milk. So what are they offering? Whom are they offering? They are offering unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So same thing happened with the cows also. The cows, immediately after seeing their cows, they started feeding. Maternal affection reached to the topmost power. So through this Leela, Krishna is the main thing Krishna is doing is that he gave the opportunity of Matru Valsalya not only to Yashoda Maya, but also to all the elderly gopis. All the gopis were allowed to enjoy the Valsalya. They were at least for not only for a few days, for 1 full year, all of them, all these gopis, these fortunate gopis and all those fortunate cows, Surabhi cows, they were allowed to enjoy the Valsalya Bhava with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Sudurlabha for even the greatest saints and sages who are doing austerities for millions of years. So that's the good fortune of these elder gopis and the cows of Vrindavana. So Krishna was so merciful. So he was so merciful to all the elderly gopis and the cows. So the mothers, all the mothers of those boys, they started loving their kids like anything. Previously, they don't used to express that much, but now they cannot resist it. So they started decorating them with tilaka ornaments and all, giving them nice foods. Every day it was happening. And cows also. Cows, they began to lick the bodies of the cows as soon as they are close, and they used to give them milk always. And this went on for exactly 1 year. So one day, till that time, it was even unknown to Lord Balrama also. So one day, a special Leela happened. While the Sri Radha Bharneshwar Bhagwan ki jai, Sri Radha Syamasundara Bhagwan ki jai, Krishna Balram ki jai, Harir Bam Gavrnitai ki jai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Sudramaran Susandev ki jai, Sri Prahlad Narsimdev Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So one day it happened that Krishna and Balrama and the Gopas, cowherd boys, they were maintaining the cows in the forest just below the Govardhanagiri. So they were in the valley, and they saw that a few big cows were with the elderly Gopas on the top of Govardhana. So as soon as the cows saw these cows, so these cows were not their cows. Their cows are very small, not along with Krishna and Balrama. But these cows were big ones. So as soon as they saw these cows, the cows started leaping and jumping and coming to these cows from the top of the Govardhanagiri. So with both their front and rear legs together and with the tails up, they started jumping and running. The path was very tough. Big stones were there, rocks were there. They didn't care. All the cows started jumping and coming to this valley where the cows are there. And the elder Gopas were trying to stop them, but they couldn't stop them. The cows came fast, running from all the way from the top of Govardhanagiri to this bottom, the valley area. And as soon as they reached the cows, they started licking the cows, and all the way, due to maternal affection, their fat milk bags were just pouring the milk all the way. Just immediately after seeing the cows, they started licking their body and they started feeding the cows. Cows. Why it happened? Because all those cows are Krishna only. So that's why it happened. And they seeing this, no, the cowherd men, the big gopas, elderly gopas, they were very much angry and they were ashamed also, because cows are herded by the small gopas and they are herding the big cows for a long time. They couldn't control these cows, so they didn't understand what has happened. So they were very much angry and ashamed. So they also came fast running along with the cows, and but they were as soon as reaching the valley, then they saw their kids. Their kids are the small gopas are their kids. As soon as seeing their kids, all their anger and dissatisfaction, unhappiness, everything got disappeared. So why? Because they were so much attached to their kids. It is the middle of the day. There is no need to show that paternal affection, but they couldn't resist their paternal affection. They immediately embraced their own kids and they started lifting them in their arms and they started smelling their heads. So all sorts of affectionate dealings were going on. And after enjoying the time, the cows and gopas enjoyed the time with Krishna, their boys and the cows. All are expansions of Krishna. So there is no surprise in that. All of the due to these exciting dealings, there is no surprise. So and they went back. The cows and the gopas went back to Govardhanagiri. And that time, the entire way, the gopas were just smearing their tears. They're thinking about their children. So that sort of affectionate dealings was going on in Vrindavana for this entire 1 year. So one person, he understood there is something fishy. Who is that? Lord Balrama. Immediately after seeing this exchange of affection between the cows and between the elder gopas and their children. So he told, this is quite extraordinary. There is something in it. Because last 1 year, Balramji was observing something different. So he thought that this is some mystic things going on and some demigods or something like that. He was thinking like that. But as soon as seeing this Leela, he was sure. He became sure that all these cows, all these boys are none other than Krishna only. Krishna himself has expanded into all this. Otherwise, this will not happen. So he immediately inquired to Krishna, hey Krishna, my dear Krishna, what is all this going on? In the beginning, I thought that all these cows and cowherd boys are either great sages or saintly persons or demigods. And there are some mystic things are going on. But now I am sure. Please confirm. You expanded into all these boys and cows, correct? So Krishna told, yes, Dauji, this is the truth. And then Krishna explained everything in detail to Balrama. The day which they went to Yamuna, bank of the Yamuna, and Akasura was killed, and they were starting the Vanabhojana. And along with the demigods, Brahmaji was also watching this, and he did this mischief. So in order to pacify all the mothers of Vrindavana, I have did this. So they were Krishna and Balrama was discussing about this, and what is happening on the other side. Brahmaji, what he did, he took all the cows and the gopas to his place. So immediately after placing them and making them sleep by due to his mystic power, he returned in the same moment, because he was very much afraid. He knew very well that I am playing with fire, because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He knew that exactly. So he didn't wait. Within a moment, he came back. But what about Brahmaji's one moment? It's a long 1 year here in the earth. It's a long 1 year has passed away. So as soon as he came here, he saw that all the cows, all the boys, everybody is with Krishna. So Krishna is playing with all of them. He got bewildered totally. He was quite sure that due to his mystic power, he has let all the cows and boys sleep over there. Then what is happening here? So he was totally bewildered. He thought that, what happens to my mystic power? Is it not working on these cows and boys? So who is Krishna? He is Yogeshwara. So it's compared. Srila Prabhupada is comparing here Brahma's mystic powers to Krishna's. Like two beautiful analogies are given. He's comparing that snow in darkness and glowworm in the daytime. So what about snow in the darkness? In the daytime, if heavy snow is there, we can see the silvery shade of the snow. But in the night time, can we see anything? So darkness, we cannot see any snow. There is no power of snow. And what about glowworm? In the night, we can see, the glittering of the glowworm. But in the daytime, in the sun, we cannot even notice the glowworm. So the mystic power of Brahmaji, the creator of this entire material universe, is nothing in front of Krishna. So Brahmaji was totally bewildered. And again, to show Brahma that all these cows and boys are expansions of Krishna, all these boys and cows, they transformed into Vishnu forms. Beautiful Vishnu forms. Brahmaji saw each of the cows and each of the boys turned to Vishnu forms. So, their forms was very beautiful. All these Vishnu forms were very beautiful. Srila Prabhupada is explaining in Krishna book their beautiful forms. All of them had very beautiful bluish color. As we told, a fresh monsoon cloud, the color of the fresh monsoon cloud, bluish, beautiful bluish form. And Tadidambaraya means beautiful glowing yellow garments. And they were having Chaturbuja, 4 arms. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Patmam. So all these 4 items were there in their hands. And their golden helmets were glittering with jewels. And all the helmets were kirita, were bedecked with pearls. And they were having beautiful earrings. And they were garlanded with beautiful flowers, Vanamala. And their armlets, beautiful jewelry. Their necks were just like conch shell, and their legs were decorated with bells. And their waists were decorated with gold bells, and their fingers were with very beautiful rings bedecked with jewels. And moreover, their entire body was decorated with beautiful tulsi leaves and buds. And their beautiful smiles, mrudu mandahasa, were like resembling the moonshine. And their merciful glances, sidelong glances, they were resembling the early rising of the sun. So each of these Vishnu forms were very beautiful and identical. So, and again, another wonderful thing, Brahmaji noticed that around each of such Vishnu forms, many other Brahmas, and many other Shivas, and many other demigods, and all the living entities, like even from the insignificant living entities like ants to small straws, grasses, they were all dancing around each of these Vishnu forms. Many Brahmas, many Shivas, many demigods were dancing around each of these Vishnu forms. His head started, he was circling. He was totally bewildered. What is happening? What am I seeing? Other Brahmas, other Shivas, what's going on? So, and all of them not only dancing and they were doing kirtan, and they were worshipping Lord Vishnu. And so Brahmaji realized that each of these Vishnu forms were complete in full mystic power, not like his small mystic power. And they were full in all the perfections, like from anima to garima, like becoming small like an atom up to becoming infinite like the cosmic manifestation. They were all full in all the mystic power. So, and he realized that each of these Vishnu forms is a combination of these 3 transcendental features: Sat, Chit, Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So, and also one more thing, Brahmaji realized that this is not a yogic power displayed by any great sage or a demigod. And also, these are all real Vishnu Murtis. These are not displays of even Vishnu Maya, Vishnu's energy. These are not displays of Vishnu Maya or Vishnu's energy. These are Vishnu themselves. Each of these Vishnu forms are Vishnu themselves, not expansions of Vishnu or Vishnu Maya. So you realize that all of them are Vishnu is directly coming as all these Vishnu means expansions. So he understood that all these Vishnu forms came from only one person, Krishna himself. So, like the analogy here Prabhupada is telling that to differentiate between Vishnu and Vishnu Maya. Vishnu is like fire, Vishnu Maya is like heat and light. So from fire, heat and light comes. But we cannot say heat and light as fire. So from fire is the source, and these are just coming from fire only. So the analogy to differentiate between Vishnu and Vishnu Maya is fire and heat and light. So Brahmaji got totally bewildered, and he understood that I am simply a puppet. Like what is the situation of a puppet? No independent power. It's just moving like with the strings of the puppet master. Correct? We see the puppet show, no? So they cannot move by themselves. So if a puppet thinks that I'm doing with by my own, it's just mere stupidity. So Brahmaji understood that I am simply a puppet in the hands of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I have no independent power. He realized it fully, and also he understood the position of all the demigods. Also, all the demigods and living entities are just simply subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Britya. Everybody are servants of Krishna. Krishna is the one single master. And Brahmaji understood that the whole world is just like the taranga, waves of the material spell. And all living beings are simply floating like straws in the water. So this struggle of material existence is continuing eternally. When can it become stopped? We can stop this struggle of material existence. We are simply floating in the like straws in the water of material existence. When it can be stopped? It can be stopped only when one become conscious that he is the eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one realizes fully that Jivera Sarupahaya Krishnera Nityadasa. So the living entity's position is that he is eternal servant of Lord Krishna. When one become fully conscious of this thing, this struggle of material existence can be started to be ceased. So this was a big lesson or a reminder for Brahmaji. So this is a takeaway or a lesson for us also from this Brahma Vimohana Leela. These two things. We should always remember that Ekala Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Britya. Not only all the living entities, all the demigods, everybody are just servants of Krishna. And again, what are the position of such servants? Jivera Sarupahaya Krishnera Nityadasa. We are always eternal servants of Krishna. We will be happy only we are in such a position. So Krishna is, we know Krishna is very much merciful. So he was merciful to Brahmaji also. He understood that Brahma is totally bewildered. So what he did, he just removed the curtain of the Yogamaya. So Krishna took compassion upon Brahma, and because he understood that he is unable to see the Krishna's display of the forms of Vishnu, and how he transformed to this cows and covered boys. So just to stop the bewilderment of Brahmaji, Krishna he removed the curtain of Yogamaya. So as soon as Krishna he was compassionate and revealed the Yogamaya curtain, Brahmaji, he was just like awakening from almost from a dead state, from a mrita avastha, from a dead state. He was just opening his eyes and looking around, and he thus saw the external cosmic manifestation with common eyes. And what he saw, where is he staying? Where is he standing? He's standing in the beautiful land of Vrindavana. He saw the super excellent view of Vrindavana, and full with all the trees, full with all the source of life for all the living entities. Krishna was there, and he saw the amazing thing. What is that? All the living beings, even like wild animals like tigers and animals like deers, human beings, everybody were living together. They were all happy with Krishna. So he understood that this is happening only due to the presence of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he understood that this place, this Vrindavana, is transcendental to all other places. And Vrindavana is fully free of lust and greed. So Brahmaji, and he looked unto Krishna. He is just like a simple cowherd boy. And when we started this Leela, we told that Krishna is holding that kavala, that curd rice in his hand. The same way Krishna is standing in front of him. In his left hand, see this yogurt is there, and he's searching for the cows. That beautiful form, Brahmaji say again, so it again. So Brahmaji, he was trembling with fear. He immediately descended down from his great swan carrier, Hamsavahana. So he descended down from the swan carrier and fell down before the Lord, just like a golden stick. How is that? You used to say daily, no? Dandavat pranam. So Brahmaji was doing exactly Dandavat pranam. Dandavat Midan. How he was looking? He was just looking like a golden stick, because Brahmaji's complexion is golden. So it appeared that a golden stick is falling before Krishna. So he started crying, and he washed Lord Krishna's lotus feet with his tears. And all these four helmets were on the lotus feet of Krishna. And he repeatedly he rose up and again fell down, rose up and again fell down. He repeatedly started paying obeisance unto Krishna. He started shedding tears profusely, and he started glorifying Lord's all wonderful activities. And the first sloka, Brahmaji's prayers are very glorious. So the first sloka we started, the climax we saw in the first itself. So we'll recite that sloka once again. Sri Brahmovaja Naumidhyate Bhavapushe Tadidambaraya Gunjavadamsa Paripichala Mukhaya Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishanavenu Lakshmastriye Murdupade Pachupangajaya. So Lord Brahma, he started his beautiful prayers glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna with this sloka. We have a few more minutes balance. So, and we cannot go into details of the Brahma's prayers. And one more sloka we will discuss just within 3-4 minutes. So the 8th sloka of this chapter, the Syamasundara, 14th chapter, 8th sloka is a very beautiful sloka. So Tattenukampam susamikshamaano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam hridvagvaburbir vidadan namaste jiveto yo mukti pade sadaya bhak. This is a very beautiful sloka which Brahmaji reciting. Brahmaji is telling how a devotee's attitude should be to be eligible to go back to Godhead. The attitude is mentioned in this sloka. How it should be? Tatenu kampam susamichamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipagam. So he's telling that, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him. And so how should a devotee should be? He should be patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds. So we know we are suffering our prarabdha karma, previous karma, past life births, many karmas we are suffering. So while suffering, we should be a pure devotee. He will never blame anybody else. He will never complain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He understands perfectly that Bhunjana eva atmakritam vipagam. Atmakritam. This is due to my past misdeeds. Vipagam. So I am suffering due to the Bhunjana. I am just enjoying or suffering the past misdeeds of mine. So, and he perfectly understands that. And tattenu kampam susamikshamaano. So he earnestly waits for the Supreme Lord to bestow his costless mercy. Ahaituka karunya. Because there is no reason for him to shower mercy. So the mercy is costless. So he is earnestly waiting for that mercy to shower. And while understanding that, he is patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds. And hridvag vagu abu vapurbhir vidadan namaste. So at the same time, he is not just biting his teeth and suffering all these past reactions of the past misdeeds. On the other hand, he is just always respectfully paying obeisances. Hridvag vapur. With his heart, words, and body, he is paying obeisance unto Krishna. He is thankful to Krishna for his mercy. So, and this way, Jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhag. Daya bhag means rightful heir. Means he is eligible, perfectly eligible. Wow, that pure devotee who is living like this, earnestly waiting for Lord's causeless mercy and patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and paying obeisances with his Hrid Vag Vapur, with heart, words, and body, he is surely eligible for liberation, or we can say that is his rightful claim. So we have this verse by Brahmaji is showing us light how we should be. At least we may not be in such a state right now, but at least we can keep it as a goal. This should be our aim. We should be like this. So in a humble way, we can continue our sadhana, and with humble prayers unto Sri Guru and Gauranga, so that all our material affinities get washed away, and one day we will be eligible to go back to Godhead. So thus praying for the mercy of the Supreme Lord, we can end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. It was a very wonderful narration. Prabhu. So many new explanations right here today. Thank you very much for that. Hare Krishna. We will pray. We will chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for His Grace Dayanidhi Syamasundara Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Prabhu. Mataji.